সবাই বোধহয় আসেনি নাকি আসছে? কটা বাজে? শুরু করবো নাকি? আচ্ছা, আমরা এতক্ষণ ধরে যেটা করলাম, হোয়াট এভার উই আর ডুইং সো ফার, রেকর্ড হচ্ছে নাকি তো পরে যাচ্ছে। আমরা এতক্ষণ ধরে যেটা করলাম সেটা কি আমরা এইচপিসি তে করতে পারবো? আমরা যদি মানে ওখানে আমরা প্রপার ওয়েতে অ্যাকচুয়ালি কিভাবে করব জিনিসটা সেটাকে একটু দেখি। হ্যাঁ, 36 4 মিনিট ওয়েট করা যায়। কোথায় গেছে? So we were seeing the mapping. কে কে ঘুমাচ্ছে? Is there anyone ঘুমাচ্ছে? So you have used many commands today. Do you know how to retrieve those commands? History. So if we want to run this the same thing in HPC, we can actually copy paste the commands from the history and then upload it and then submit the job there using Slurm is batch. So at first, let us enter into the HPC, individual HPC using the, you can use the on demand if you want, or otherwise you can use the SSH option. As I showed you that SSH. Yes, I am inside the mapping, but it's not necessary. I mean, you don't need to be there. So in using this simple command, we can enter the HPC. And now, previously we uploaded the first Q analysis folder. We will not upload the entire mapping folder here, but we can just make a directory. And make another mapping folder here, so that it will be a revision for you also. And with the present working directory, I mean the pwd command, we can see the exact location of this, which is users, the project name, and then the username, then the folder. Now what we are trying to do is now what we are trying to do is copying the reference file here, okay, in the mapping folder. So can you do that? I mean, from your computer, which is here, can you SCP or securely copy it to your folder in the HPC? So that will be kind of SCP. Then we will not use R here because we are not going to transfer a directory. We are going to transfer or upload the file. So something gcf.fna. This is the reference file we were talking about. And we can just copy it to the HPC. What will be the next command? I mean, the command is SCP, then the reference file, then will be the username at the server name. ডিরেক্টরিটা ক্রিয়েট করতে হবে হচ্ছে তোমার ইয়েতে HPC তে ঢুকে। So just we went to the HPC using SSH, then created the directory and just leave it there as it is. You can do one thing, that you can enter in the cd mapping directory and then use the pwd option to copy the actual location so that it will not give an error. So you can just copy this location where you are going to transfer your reference file. So after copying that here, so the SCP option will be the SCP, the secure transfer, then the reference file that I'm going to transfer, and then the destination. It will be sc.edu, then the colon, and then I can just copy paste the address I use there. So it's a users, the project name, then the username, and then the mapping folder. And don't forget to put the slash, the / here. Otherwise it will convert it to something else. Okay, so using that, you can easily copy the reference file to your HPC. And now what you are going to do is, using HPC will do the job. I mean, you'll submit the job. So it's being transferred, and it's almost transferred there. It's the whole genome of E. coli, so it can take time, no wonder. 99% হয়ে আটকে আছে। Okay, so if we now check here by writing ls, we can see that the file is there. The FNF file is there. Now what we will do, we will construct the command for to be used in the submission system. So what was the command for making the alignment? At first we needed, in the history we can see, so at first we needed to index the file using bowtie and then align that using bowtie. So we will use the bowtie. Let's construct the command first, then we will put it in the sbatch file. So it will be bowtie build something.fna, then we will give the name FAI, and then we will show them the reads. Let's do the first thing now, one by one. I have a sample job submission system. So in the HPC, do not try to run it without the systematic job submission. Be aware of that. How will you access the file? Do you know that how do you edit a file in shell system? Okay, you can use nano or VM. There are many things, but you can use the nano. Then the sample job submission. There is this kind of format, right? You already are very used to with this. So here in the job name, we can just write the, it's for our reference. It's not for something there. It's for our reference. We can write that it's alignment. Sorry. We will just go with one node. No need to take many because it will not take much time. And we will allow 10 minutes, not more than that will be needed. And the account is there. So you all have the SBatch file, right? I mean, the submission file in your, there should be a copy so that you can use it repetitively. Nano space, then the file name. Any file name you can create and copy this. You all have this format already. It's in the Slack I saw. And what I will change from here, you will not need these portions. Whatever command I use, I can just remove those. So this is the basic structure you need to have in the file. You can keep that file in the main home directory or in the mapping directory as you want to have it. I mean, if you want to organize it in the mapping, then you can have it there. So since we will be using bowtie, at first we will need to load the module bowtie. So module load bowtie something. ভুলে গেলাম কত নাম্বার ছিল। Batch filter? না এটা দেব এটা দেব না এটা না ওখান থেকে লিখে দিই ওরা তাহলে লিখুক তাহলে আমি এটা আপলোড করতে পারি অসুবিধা নেই আচ্ছা আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে মানে এগুলো তো গোচ্ছ করে না আগে গোচ্ছ করে না আচ্ছা 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 ঠিক আছে একবার করে দিচ্ছি So for the job submission, you can just open a new file. To open the new file, you will write what? Maybe Nano. Nano can be used for editing. Okay. So what I used is a Nano sample job, this command.
So how many of you are not in OSC right now? How many of you couldn't access OSC right now? Did you submit the command in your terminal SSH space your username at the rate? Maybe, madam, we should start from there.
Oh, you're not in the SSH already. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Demand থেকে open করলেও হবে। So either you can go from on demand or you can go using the
Yeah, you can use it from on demand. If you go to the ondemand.osc.edu, then you will find the option called shell access, ON shell access. Open it from there.
আচ্ছা তো সবাই কি অন ডিমান্ড দিয়ে ঢুকতে পারতেছে বা এসএসএইচ যেটাই হোক ঢোকা কি যাচ্ছে
Now, how many of you can't access OSC Edu right now? Raise your hand.
Login. Then put the username and password there.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many of you haven't upload the mapping file or folder to the OSC? Raise your hand.
Now, I asked
Okay.
to upload the FNA file, the reference genome file only in the mapping directory there. We created a directory in the HPC and then put the command to upload the file there. Only the FNA file, the FASTA file, the reference genome file. We will do the mapping there again. হ্যাঁ এবার
আপনি ওই ফার্স্টের ওখান থেকে আবার শুরু করুন।
আচ্ছা
ওই ওখানে ডিরেক্টরি ক্রিয়েট করে ওদেরকে ওয়েট করে তারপরে যাইতে হবে।
আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে
So now can you log into the OSC using shell access or SSH command? How many of you couldn't access the OSC? So everyone can log into the OSC. So if you are in OSC, type PWD. You'll see something, your project number, that is PGS 0299. If you type PWD in OSC in your shell, then you will see PGS 0299. Can you see that? Okay. So after that, create a directory name.
আচ্ছা একটু আমাকে সরি সেটা হচ্ছে আপনারা 20 তারিখে তো এখান থেকে ছেড়ে দিবেন আর কি তো সকালে বা এর আগে কি কেউ যাবেন 20 তারিখের আগে একজন দুইজন 19 তারিখ আর 20 তারিখে কখন যাবেন আপনারা একদম সকালে আচ্ছা না এটা হচ্ছে খুলনা ইউনিভার্সিটি থেকে আমাকে জানতে চেয়েছিল তাহলে দুইজন হচ্ছে 19 তারিখে রাতে চলে যাচ্ছে মানে জাস্ট বোর্ড থেকে নেমে এসে চলে যাবেন আচ্ছা আর 20 তারিখে বাকি সবাই সকালে মর্নিং এ ওকে সকাল মানে কি 7-8টার মধ্যে তো নাকি এটা তো আপনাদের উপরে মানে এটা জাস্ট আপ টু ইউ না না 12টা ওটা ওদের একটু কনসার্ন আছে 12টার আগে ওদের লাগবে এটার জন্য জানা হ্যাঁ সেটাই আর কি মানে আচ্ছা 10টা ঠিক আছে তাহলে 10টা আমি জানিয়ে দিই চারজন 19 তারিখে রাত্রে আর বাকি যারা আছে তারা হচ্ছে 20 তারিখ সকাল 10টা সেটা সমস্যা নেই সেটা ওখানে আমি রেজিস্টার আচ্ছা যে 4জনই তো সমস্যা নেই 4জন বাদে তো আর না না ওটা তো আমাদের কুয়েটের তো সমস্যা নেই হ্যাঁ
Let's see, where are we? Okay, so all of you are in OSC right now, right? Okay. So create a directory name mapping. If you have it, then it's fine. If you don't have it, then create a directory name mapping using this command. Then type ls. You should see something like that. You can see mapping here, right? All of you can see mapping directory. Can't you see mapping directory? Okay. So, okay. Great. So you have to upload the FNA file to this directory, and the command is from your computer, from your personal computer, that is your laptop. So in your laptop, type type this one. Yeah, your user ID. So here you should have written your username. All of you can write from here. So are you done? Are you done writing? How many of you are done? Done with the writing? So if you're done writing, type enter. Hit enter. Let's see, how many of you are not done yet writing this line in your personal computer terminal? পিডব্লিউডি করতে গেছিল আপনি কি
job submission file. Have you done it before? You have done it, right? So I will just show the file. আপলোড করা হয়েছে দেন একটু ওয়েট করতেছি আমরা সবাই একসাথে হলে তারপরে আবার don't do this I will so now we can construct the sbatch file and we can just write you can make it anywhere. For example, my one is not inside the mapping directory, so I'm going outside here. This is the so you can also to be with to follow the address that I am writing, you can just use the you can just write the file outside the mapping directory. Oh, what?
So if you are done with the uploading,
Just check whether that is up.
yeah, so if you're done with uploading and if you cd into that directory, then you will see something like that. Can you see that? Everyone can see that file in your OSC mapping folder? Great.
And in the first Q analysis folder, you already have the trimmed read. Just check it whether it is there. So go to the first Q analysis folder, which is outside the mapping. I mean, so it is like this. And just check whether there is the trimmed files already, because you copied this folder earlier. So you should.
So all of you have copied it in the OSC first Q analysis folder, right? How many of you didn't? How many of you have not upload this trimmed file in the first Q analysis folder of OSC? No one. Great.
So now we are outside the both mapping folder, not in the first Q. Here is the user home.
Yeah. If you are in other directory, type CD only, then you will go to the home directory. So type CD and then press enter, then you will be on the home directory. And you should find fast queue analysis and mapping folder in the home directory, also some maybe some other directory. It should be something like this. Yeah.
So you can create the job submission file here with the nano command and I have one already, so I will just
Type nano sample underscore job dot sub. Yeah, this command. So you should see a blank page there. Type these lines there.
you can just, I mean, দেখে দেখে তুলে ফেলতে পারা যায়। এটা মানে স্ল্যাকে যে দেওয়া হচ্ছে তখন মিনিমাম So exactly in this way you have to write, because that's the Shebang sign and that is
Yeah.
needed. Those are all.
Yeah, the first line is the shabang of bash script. I think you already know that. The second line is the job name, which you will see when the job will be submitted by typing SQ command. And the third line is the is saying that you are using one node. Fourth line is how many time you are using from OSC. And the fifth line is the most important one, which is your account name. You should, you must put it there, but if you don't have it, then the job won't be submitted. Yeah, yeah, you should see something like that.
For the actual command portion, you do not need to write this. We will just copy paste it later. But just for now on, you can write till boat I2, till this one. So this is actually a standard way of submitting any job in the HPCs, because otherwise there are so many users in an HPC and they cannot control the usage of them. The resource can be well utilized in this way. So could you write, could you type everyone is in this page?
Yeah, it's good practice to put the version number. However, if you don't give the version number, the Slurm will automatically detect. If you don't, let's make it simple. Just type this one. So how many of you have done the writing? And how many of you have not?
Because it's not you can just exit. It's a Control X. You can just
Yeah, all of you are done with the writing?
Can
Now press Control X together.
Control and X together.
Yeah.
Write Y, type Y,
Type Y.
and then enter.
Yeah. Just type those commands. First module load bot I2.
That you do not need to write the whole command in the file. I'm just demonstrating one so that you can follow this type of procedure. So what I to build, then what was there? GCF. GCF is in mapping, right? So dot slash, then mapping, then GCF. So if you just copy and paste this will help you. And then we will
Let me explain that. If you type bot I2 build and then dot slash mapping and type G and press tab. Mapping এর পরে bot I build করে mapping এর পরে G ঠিক হবে।
mapping, then just type G, then the tab.
Yeah. Write G and tab.
Name of the file, the API. Don't press enter. Okay, just don't press enter. After doing this, just copy and paste this. Control Shift C or just copy. If you press enter, it will automatically run here, but we don't want to run it from here.
Don't press enter. If you press enter, then it will be executed in the login node. And if the administrator sees you are running it in the login node, they will kick you out.
So if you are done copying it, then we can.
Let's see how many of you can see this command in your terminal. All of you can see this command in your terminal.
So now copy it.
Is there anyone who couldn't see this command in your terminal? Raise your hand. Good.
So we will now do again the nano, then sample job, the same file we will access for edit to the nano.
So to copy the command, you should type Control Shift C. You should select the command and type Control Shift C.
After copying the command, you just write the nano. Nano and the sample job name.
If you press Control Shift C, then type nano space sample underscore job dot sub. This command, yeah. And then press enter. You see the batch file you are writing a while ago. Yeah, can you see this file? Everyone? Great. Control Shift V, yeah. Are you done? Everyone?
So this command is.
How many of you are not done? Sorry. You are done? All of you are done? Raise your hand if you are not done. Great.
Okay, so
Now, yeah. Now save the file, typing Control X. Type Y and then enter. Which one? Yeah. Yeah, press tab a lot. So you have to use tab a lot if you want to know the directory. So if you when you press tab, actually the terminal try to guess the file name. So that's how the file names are coming so quickly. Done?
So you can remember the command. It is already in your history, right? That when we aligned the reads with the reference. So we put it in bowtie2, then X, then the reference file .fai. You remember that there was BT2, BT3 something, but we will take the FAI. Then -1. Then inside the first Q analysis folder, you have the trimmed file. You will take the trimmed R1. Then for number 2, you will get the trimmed R2. And then the S is the E. coli.sam. You can just construct this command, then copy it again. Don't press enter, just copy it. Or Control Shift C. You can copy it using Control Shift C or just right click and copy. After copying it, again you will need to write it in the using the nano in that sample job file. So I hope by now you are getting the idea that what we are trying to do. So instead of writing the whole command there by typing, we are just copy pasting it from the shell.
So are you done? How many of you are not done? Raise your hand. Press tab, use tab. Yeah, in OSC, tab is your best friend. So if you are done copying this, you can just go to the nano sample job again, that command, and inside the file, go to the bottom line and then paste this command using Control Shift V. কি পাবে না? .5 এখনো তৈরি হয়নি, ওটা তৈরি হবে তারপর পাবে, সেজন্য এভাবে দিয়েছে। হ্যাঁ, fn এর পরে fi দিতে হবে। হ্যাঁ, এখনো তো ইন্ডেক্সিংটা হয় না। So if you are done with the copying, we can now go to the nano sample job submission, this command again, and we can go to the bottom line after this botai to build and can press Control Shift V. So the whole command is now here pasted. So actually this is a kind of batch command mode, because we are giving the computer two command, actually three command together. The first one is module load. We are asking it to load the module. Then in building the index, botai to build, and then botai to align. That's the alignment of the reference file with the first Q files. FAI ফাইলটা এখনো তৈরি হয়নি, ওটা সেকেন্ডটা তো হলে তখন শুরু হবে। So all of you are done copying and pasting this file? Is there anyone who didn't? Okay, that's great.
We can now press Ctrl X again, the exit, and then put Y and then enter. So this file is saved now. It has the necessary commands, and we will now run this from the login mode. I mean, we will submit the job. How do we submit a job? S badge. So just S badge, then the job name. Let's see whether it works. So my submitted batch
Okay.
job is 233-62384.
Yeah. So if you type sbatch space sample underscore job dot sub, you should see submitted batch job, and that's the and then a number. If you're not seeing something like that, then it means that there is something wrong with your sample underscore job dot sub file. So all of you are seeing this line. Is there anyone who
Yes,
isn't seeing this
submitted job.
line? Okay. So
If we want to see whether our job is correctly running, we can write this command. Let me see whether my one is actually running. It's showing that it's actually running. It is the SQUE something. This one. Dash U is for username, and you can write your username here. So it is showing that this job ID, which is 233-62384, this is running for this user. STR means it's running, and it is occupying one node, and 54 seconds has already been passed. So try this one to see whether your job is actually running. Any problem? So the spelling is QUEUE. SQUEUE. Q থেকে আসছে। So since we gave it two jobs, actually the first one is indexing, the second one is building the alignment. So it will take little time because it's performing two jobs. And if I want to see that if it is still running, I will just repeat the command again. And now it is not showing anything. So I think it is already done for my side. So to check whether it is already done, I can just just type ls and see that I have the SAM file here, ecoli.sam, it is generated. So just check in your computer if you got this file also in your HPC login. In addition, there is another file, slurm out. It is showing that, I mean, if there was any error, it will show that thing, the progress. Is everyone seeing the ecoli.sam file? No? Could everyone submit the job properly with the sbatch command? That was okay. Could everyone do the SQ part? The SQ user, that part? How many of you could generate the E. coli.sam file? Only one? 2, 3? How many of you could generate the .sam file? If it is not generated yet, then there must be some problem in the command that you followed, that you write. Try entering the nano submit file again. So in my computer, it was showing, but I think some of you are having problem with the actual command yet. So we can just, you can just see the command from here and it will help you if it is not correct. So just check whether you have the same folder name or not, because if you do not have the same folder name, then you will not get it correct. Also, you might notice that we wrote it only the fna.fai, not the fna. So we are using the index file only for mapping. So if you are interested, you can just try on your own the sorting and the indexing commands, but we will not go into that now. But in this batch file, after these lines, you can put the previous commands as we tried in our computer. The sorting and the SAM tool view, the SAM tool indexing, these commands. But don't try the IGV in HPC because it will not show you the graphical interface. So everyone could submit the job. It ran correctly run course. So make sure you have the same folder name, because if you do not have that exact name, then it will not take it. So in this way, you can try to go to sleep after giving the commands and see your results tomorrow morning something. If you give multiple commands together, then the computer will do the analysis, but you will not need to be there for giving more commands. So this is a very good practice actually for high performance computing. So maybe we shall proceed to the next part. Okay. So just I am uploading some files in the Slack. We'll do that later. Where is the Slack?
So all of you are done, right?
So I have uploaded a file named assembly.zip. You will actually not need the whole thing, but you can just download it and delete the other things because that might make you confused. Okay, so make sure that you are not in the HPC now. Make sure that you are in your computer. In your computer's is a terminal like this. Maybe in the home folder. You are now in the home folder, right? That arrow sign, the wavy sign. Okay. Analysis folder. Have you all downloaded the assembly zip folder? Okay, if you have downloaded the assembly zip folder from Slack, try to copy it in another folder. So in your home directory, just write or make a directory named assembly. Okay. So after making the directory, just copy the downloaded zip file here inside the assembly folder. So for my one, it is in the download folder. I will just copy it. So I will copy the zip file here inside the assembly folder. So you all are familiar with this command, right? / for the same folder. So just copy it. Actually, if you want, you can do it using the graphical interface as well. Just copy and paste this in the directory. But the more you will use this copy, move, this type of command, you can get it more right. So the folder, you will not have this assembly practical something. You will have the assembly.zip folder. After you get the zip folder, you will just unzip it using unzip. Whatever zip file you got from the Slack, just unzip it. So it might not be the যেটা Slack এ দেওয়া হয়েছে, হ্যাঁ। Actually, both are the same. You can download any. So I just unzipped it, and it is now showing the folder name assembly practical. There are many file inside this folder, but we will not use all of them. Just have this folder for that raw read that we will like to assemble. So we will actually need this file, the read_split.fa. So this is a read splitted file, and we will try to assemble the file, the sequences inside this file to get a consensus sequence. This is actually from a mitochondrial genome, and we can try constructing the genome from this by doing assembly using the split.fa. So actually what I can do, okay, I can upload only the read split file. Okay. So can all of you see this file, the split.fa file? You all have this file, right? So if you want to get it more organized, you can just copy this in the main assembly folder. Just copy cp dot slash then reads dot fa to the main assembly folder, which is residing in the inside the home assembly. Like this. Okay, so we are just copying this, the whatever file we will need, because there are too many files here. We will just copy this one to the assembly folder. And also we'll copy the split PE1, PE2, and the library file. So also we will copy the PE1 and the PE2 file. Also the library file. Library.txt, this file. So what I have done here now, that the specific files that I will need, only 4 files. The main split.fa file, the split PE1, which are actually paired in reads, PE1 and PE2, and the library files. I copied these 4 files in the assembly folder that I generated in the home. So just check whether it is there in home CD assembly and see if you can find the files here, these 4 files. Could everyone follow this thing? What I have just done is copy paste. You can try doing it from the graphical interface as well. Like here in the home file, there is my assembly folder. This is the assembly folder. And from this thing, assembly practical, I just copied some of the file, the 4 files here. Could everyone follow this? Could everyone copy? Library.txt, libraries.txt. Okay, so you all have these 4 files inside the assembly folder of your home folder. If you are there, you can try seeing the what is written inside the file. For example, you can just type less, then see the library file. How does it look? Okay, so do we have the read split this file inside the assembly folder? Now what we are going to do is assemble the reads. We can also see how does this file look. Just go to less and reads split.fa. Just check it. How does it look? You will see that here there are lots of sequences. We can count how many sequences are there also. But it's a multi-FASTA file, which can be assembled to construct the genome. Yeah, we just wanted to see what is inside the file. So we just opened it with less command and saw that what does it say. So for example, if you again see the libraries, this file, this is actually, it will tell the assembler to construct a scaffold from these two file letter and and it is showing that the 500 library size is there. So I will explain it later also, because at first we will do the normal config making using Ray. Ray is the name of the assembler, and I'm not sure it is sudo apt. If you can try that Ray, check whether it works or not. I just typed Ray. I forgot it is. Maybe it's something different. Okay, yeah, Ray assemble genome in parallel using the message passing interface. So if you do not have the Ray, then you can just copy, you can just install it using sudo apt install Ray. Make sure that you are not doing it in HPC, but you are doing it in your computer. Okay. Oh, bulchilo. Hey, ছোট হাতের, okay, try that. Since I already have this, it is not going to install because it is saying to remove it. But he came with the good suggestion that if you write the command sudo apt install Ray, small letter Ray, then you can install the software there. After it is installed, you can just write the command that Ray with the big R, বড় হাতের R দিয়ে command. Then actually, what is the command? The command is something like this. So it's Ray, then -K. So you remember that we talked about K-mers, right? K-mers are the size of the base pairs that we take and assemble those base pairs. For example, if K is 31 like this, so we will take 31 base pair and we will try to search overlap or try to build the graph for those 31. Then again, we will take another 31 beside that, and it will go like this to search for overlap sequences. So this is the K31 means we will take the 31 mers. Then we wrote it here that -S, which is showing the sequence file, the read split.fa. So this one is the file, we copied it inside the folder, and we are now using it for assembly. So this is the file where we have all the sequences that we are going to assemble. And the last one is -O, which is the output folder. You can try giving it a different name also. So I will name it as new _ MT. MT stands for mitochondria because this is a sequence from mitochondrial genome. And Ray is the name of the tool that we are using for assembly. So for now, I have provided it in the assembly folder, right? And from real life problems, you will get this from the genome sequencer, the FASTQ files you will get. You can convert it to FASTA, or you can use the FASTQ also. So we need to assemble those files, right? So for because for from genome sequencing, you will get a lot. You will get a lots of sequence file, and that will take time. But since we have limited time here, we will just go with a few of the FASTA files. Okay, so everyone could write this command. So this is the Ray we are using, and we are using 31 mers. Then using the S for sequence file is read split, and the O is the output folder, which is new empty Ray. So if you could write this thing and then just press enter and see that how it is working. It's showing the what it is doing. And remember that assemblers takes a lots of memory. I mean, it needs high RAM, because when it construct the consensus sequence, it keep the so far overlap sequence in the memory. So it works by keeping data inside the memory and then proceed. So how many of you could run it properly? Only 2. Okay. So let me show you the command again. That's Ray -K31. There is a space between K and 31, and then a space -S, read split.fa, and -O, new mitochondrial Ray. So this one you can make it any folder. You can name it in any way. You see that it is still working because it is assembling a genome, so it will take time. Could everyone run? Let's see if we have the files or it is still running. So it is actually still running. In another terminal, if you write top command, you can see that Ray is working and it is occupying 82.4% CPU and 2.7% memory. So it's still running. I opened another terminal. I opened another terminal and type top. Huh. Top will show you that which program or which task are running in your computer and how much CPU or memory is utilizing. in the command there. So for my computer, it is complete, but I don't think in your computer it is complete because it was started later. So just check here the result. We have the statistics for the assembly. Okay. So we can see that in this assembly, we have 100 nucleotide contigs. Well, number of greater than or is equal to 100 nucleotide contig is 781. So we have 781 contig. Total length, the N50. Who can tell me what is the N50? You remember? At least half of the sequences are greater than 4,877 base pair. So in the file, we have more than, at least 50 sequence that are 4,877. Sorry, not 50, at least half of the sequence is 4,877. So the main concern or main output of the assembly is this config and the scaffold, these two files. So you remember the config and scaffold? So config is the consensus sequence that we get from the reads. If we revisit here, so this was the config, the first part of assembling a genome. Then we had the scaffold to remove the gaps, and then the bigger scaffolds. How many of you have got it complete? Okay, many of you. So just type ls and see how does it look. It created the new folder, the new empty array folder. This was the output. So go inside the output folder. And see that how many files it has generated. If you want to understand assembly properly, you can go through all the files that is being generated and try to understand what it is. But our main concern is the contigs.fasta file and also the scaffold.fasta file. Sometimes we need to assess the quality of the assembly. And for that, we need those statistics that was generated. Okay, so it's 4:30 now. We will have a break now. And for those which is for it is still running, let it run, and you can get the result after that. So it's 4:30. We can meet here again at 4:50. Is that okay? Follow.